So, in my other videos, I've talked about watching the country change, the states change over the years and everything. And now, something that I didn't get into that I um, that I wanted to touch on in the other videos is the isolation, the control, and the brainwashing of the masses and social media. That's a lot. So I'll just start off mainly with just rather than social engineering and all that stuff on it. Well, it's kind of going to be intertwined, but basically, I grew up in a mid-size, like maybe even a large city, and people freely communicated with each other in public, not just in business interactions or bars, but everywhere. There was free speech to each other. People would talk about the weather or whatever, dumb things like the weather, whatever, but at least they were talking to each other. And then they had this thing, as technology developed, meeting people at the Foursquare dance or the bar or the different ways that you would meet people diminished, and there became this big social media, actual social control, and they would talk about how this internet is socially going to open up your communications with the rest of the world and all that stuff, and open up the door to communicate with people and get to know people from other cultures and exchange information and all that, and it's just a bunch of crap. It is a bunch of crap. What I've seen firsthand from my life on the planet is it's isolated people, victimized people, bombards them with advertising. That's all it does. And with the smartphone, it's set up so it navigates, so it just bombards you with advertising. In fact, they don't want people interacting with each other. They want everybody isolated, brainwashed, and controlled. That's what the social media is doing. I mean, there's always been brainwashing and control by governments to control the population, but now it's just times 20 XD. It's the brainwashing and control and isolation through social media. It's horrible. I used to do a fair amount of dating when I was younger, and I used to meet people in person, and I saw what they were really like. If I want to be a shallow male, which I am, I would see how they look, their physical attributes is why a male usually walks up to a female right off the bat. It's not personality or intellect and all that stuff. It's afterwards. But anyways, I would meet people in public randomly and then go on dates and stuff or whatever. And on the internet, dating for me has been a freaking nightmare. I've met a few people that were nothing like they said they were. And I could do another video on that. But anyways, I'm just going to stick with the social control. From what I can see, it's basically just brainwashing people more and causing them to isolate more and causing them to communicate less. And I've lived in different countries. So from being in different countries, from different perspectives, I've noticed that the super servers and all this stuff, they set it up so that you can't communicate internationally that well. They don't want you. They want you in a frickin' box. Trust me. They don't want you communicating with other people freely and learning about everything and all that stuff. They don't want that. They want to just control you. That's all they want to do. And they want to censor everything like they always have. And I've noticed even when I try to type certain information, it wants to correct me and have me say things the way it would have me say them. So you have mind control there. It's basically the technological devices trying to tell me how I should say something than how I would naturally say it. Then all the searches you do are basically, if you dig for information, you can get it, but you have to sift through a bunch of crap. And the big corporations, the governments, the people that want to control you with the brainwashing are the ones that will be the first hits in all your searches and everything. And also some searches or information is hidden deliberately on purpose, is censored deliberately. So there is no free internet. It's just an illusion. There's bits and pieces of truth on it if you search like crazy to get it, you know. And as far as interacting with people, you know, in the time that I've had, the limited time that I've had, I started using the computer basically when Vista came out. I stayed with PCs because I couldn't see somebody charging an exorbitant amount of money for a bunch of wires and a microchip that's all made in the same country. I think it's just total freaking greed, so that's why I went with the PC. But anyways, you know, and so and then other countries, as we know, that I've lived in and visited, censor the internet and everything, and it's all just control. It's basically just mind control. That's all it is. It's not about meeting real people. And you don't know what you're dealing with. I mean, half the time there's so much fake profiles and so many fake people on there that you don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know whether you're talking to a government official or a girl or a boy or whatever, you know, or a human even, you know. You can just be interacting with another computer and not even know it. It's total frickin', it's the total dream of what they want. It's the fantasy. It's the government, the controlists' fantasy come true. Is to be able to do that. To totally have absolute control over somebody's mind. Which they've tried so many different ways, but it's becoming perfected with the internet, the social control to the max. And it's unbelievable. It's total social brainwashing control. It's not about meeting real people. It's about total control. And I will get into individual sites and how they control people and all that stuff specifically. But when you even when you try to enter information that you, like I've said before, you want to say something or do something, it automatically links you with this advertising or something else other than what you want to express. What you're saying is being controlled by some product that's being pushed. So you actually really want to say something and they want you to fill the blank with this product that they're trying to push. So it's basically full alter mind control with the absence of interacting with other human beings in real time. It's total social control brainwashing is all it is. And it's not getting any better. And censorship and all that stuff, it's getting worse. The powers that be are not going to let go of that control. The governments and all that stuff. And it's totally unstable. Completely unstable. Everything can be hacked into. You know, these people that put the bank accounts and the information and all this stuff online, you know, I think are idiots. And I know people that do it that don't have any trouble, but it's just another form of control. And then they want you to do everything online with your money and all that. And traveler's checks and all that stuff. They want you, they just want to completely control your brain. That's all it is. It's an illusion. They want to pump you full of advertising and brainwash you to buy their products. And they don't want you to socialize with other people. And they don't want you to disagree with the propaganda that they're telling you. And all the news on there is fake. And they try to push their news and their lies and their propaganda on you. And that's all just mind control. I mean, people used to worry about people getting controlled by the TV and movies and all that, but and they do, and they still will get manipulated and get controlled by that in video games and movies and all that stuff. But it's just it's an amazing form of mind control and tracking device and all that. I'm gonna get into that in another one.